Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. I hope you're having a great day and a great start to the week so far. Let's talk about the one currency pair I want to focus a little extra attention on today, and that is the Australian dollar US dollar pair. Before we get to that, let's have a quick look at what we have coming up as far as news goes. For the rest of today, we don't have anything, no afternoon, evening, late morning, anything. But starting tonight or early tomorrow morning, we start off with UK news, the bank rate votes, and they're basically their votes on their QE program, the asset purchase facility. So those are going to be, so those definitely have potential to move the pound pairs quite a bit. So keep an eye on that. And then followed up a few hours later, we have core CPI numbers out of the US. That's a pretty big deal. Retail sales numbers also out of the US, pretty big deal. Existing home sales numbers, semi-big deal. And FOMC meeting minutes, huge deal. So we have tons of news coming out tomorrow morning for the US. So some big important news for the UK, big news for the US, and then we follow it up with some continued Canadian, Chinese, and Japanese news throughout the afternoon. So it's just basically like 12 hours of straight news tomorrow. So it'll be a great day to be in the chat, a great day, excuse me, for a lot of activity. So make sure you're there and ready to participate because we should have some good trades. Okay, so talking about this Australian dollar here, it's been kind of an interesting one. Yesterday, in our wrap-up session, I talked about the fact that above 94.18, the Aussie started looking pretty bullish, and that was this high right there. And so it made a nice little run up. It ran up almost 30 pips above that level. But then it pulled back and consolidated. You can see some big price rejection right there. And it just kind of consolidated and didn't quite give us everything that we were looking for there on that move up. But it stayed basically, it did retrace just a little bit, but not by too much, really 10 or 12 pips below that 94.18 area. And then it's just right back up above that again. So I think the Aussie is still quite bullish. I like this move here. Couple of things to note. A little short-term bullish flag type setup is in the works, and I think that really kind of at current market price, the Aussie should be ready to continue higher. So that's one thing that I'm looking for. Bigger kind of overall targets that I'm watching. Number one, we're having a little bit of trouble with the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, but I think it's going to be able to get over that fairly easily. One huge reason is because we've already crossed the 23% fib and we've got this little run left into that 38, and we know that when those 23s cross, the 38s are very, very quick to follow usually. Now we only have about 30 pips to go before we reach the 38% fib, but that's enough to kind of get this movement going and get things kind of moving from there. So we're looking to basically be long Aussie dollar right around current market price. And trade this up into at least 94.55, but ultimately I don't know if we're going to reach this one as soon as it may seem. We're already a couple of weeks into this missed weekly pivot point right here, which is 96.30, and that's going back a couple of weeks now, and you can see that that's about 200 pips away from current market price. But the not so crazy thing here is that we also have a missed weekly pivot all the way back here at 91.30. So we have this 96.30 and 91.30, kind of this span of weekly pivots that are about 500 pips apart, and we're kind of just right in the middle of both of them, really. So I think that there is a good opportunity really in both directions. Number one, I think we're at least going to continue a bit higher. If we have some crazy wild spike, especially with FOMC meeting minutes coming tomorrow, I will be looking to get short. If we do reach this weekly pivot here, I will absolutely be getting short Aussie dollar around 9600 area, targeting 91.30. Absolutely, positively. But for the shorter term, I think that it's a good opportunity to get long around current market price, target 38% fib, and hopefully make our way up to that, at least close-ish to that 96.30 missed weekly pivot. You can see that we have a nice head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart here. And our shoulders, the shoulder tops here are about 95, 40, 50 area. So that's going to be the next major level of resistance. So if we get up there, pretty soon, pretty quick, then that will also be a nice area. You can see that that's right between the 50 and 61.8 of this rundown. That could be a great area to be shorting as well. So I really do like that 95-40 area. But for the moment, I'm long Aussie dollar, and I think it's going to be a good long to continue up. We have this missed weekly pivot right here by just a couple of pips, but I'm long with this setup, and I think we're going to get a nice little run up into that 9,500 area. Probably at least, and then even potentially higher, but we'll be looking to get short up around 96, up around just below 96, somewhere between 95.50 and 9600, and even potentially as high as 96.30. Targeting that 91.30 that's way down there. But for the moment, let's be long, get long, stay long Aussie dollar, and try to get some nice movement on the way back up here, which I think we should see sooner than later. So best of luck, guys. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for more updates, and I will keep you all posted on the status of this Australian dollar trade.